Hello, everyone. This is Movie Reviews by Dr. B and
Mrs. B.
And I am an anthropologist, and she is a
independent artist scholar.
That's right. We are officially back, and we are also kids. We have kids who are adults.
Yes, children.
Children
children who are adults.
And we are baby boomers.
Baby
there
boomers.
We go. Baby boomers. And this particular program that we are reviewing, and you can see we're kind of dialed up a little bit. We're kind of, we got our best
Sassed
on.
up,
We jazzed up for this. We jazzed up for this special movie, which is called Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly, featuring Barbra Streisand. 1969 musical. My gosh.
Wow.
Fantastic. So we saw this movie and we knew we had to dress up and put a little G on here over here and look at Mrs. B.
Yes, in our millinery finery. It's not the total best of the best, but it's the best that we wanted for Barbara.
There you go.
So, maybe we should get a new wardrobe.
Okay.
But this is very fancy, just for you, Barbra Streisand.
There you go.
Wonderful.
And we're going to do a review on this movie. We want to, again, remind everyone to please like and subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe. But
Yes.
we are here to review this Hello Dolly movie made in 1969 with Barbra Streisand, Walter Matthau, Louis Armstrong.
Oh, yes.
Louis Armstrong.
Yes.
Fantastic Louis Armstrong, and directed by the famous Gene Kelly. The dancer, Gene Kelly. And I believe this was one of his last movies that he directed. And I was just blown away by the scenery and the stage. And this movie was actually placed in New York City in 1890.
Yes, New York City, 1890. And it highlights New York City, the hustle and bustle, the clothing, the haberdashery, the style, as well as Yonkers, New York. So those are the two places that the movie highlights. And I just want to say we are thrilled to review this movie. Barbra Streisand, Walter Matthau played his part to the T, and all the other actors that you could look up in the credits did such a wonderful job. And it was extraordinary. It was, breathtaking. And I was so delighted to see a musical in the theater form with so much performance and so much, the costumes, the designs, the clothing. The period clothing was absolutely wonderful.
The period clothing was
That's why I wanted to dress up.
Yeah.
I wish I could do even better than this.
Oh my gosh!
Of course this
you can.
Musical,
but
the musicals that we have seen, but this is truly wonderful. And I want to say right up front, this is a thumbs up.
Right up front.
Right up front.
We're 3 minutes. Thumbs up.
There is no other way that it would even be a thumbs down. It's absolutely a thumbs up. Absolutely high praise, marvelous, kudos, and wonderful.
Well, that's a lot of praise right up.
Delight for my heart. It was delightful. It was delightful. Yeah. It really was.
It was actually won 3 Academy Awards for Best Art Direction, Best Score of a Musical, and Best Sound. It was nominated for Best Picture in 1969.
Yes.
So again, it received 3 Academy Awards for this. Now it was a musical that took you back. And I'm coming from it. I said, how am I going to connect with this?
Oh.
And the scene immediately started in New York City. And I love the scenery. It was just so much beautiful color, all the fashions and all the artwork. Also the horse-drawn carriages and everything. But how they started this out. Let's just give me the Hello Dolly. Barbra Streisand She was the fashioneer. What was her role, by the way? She
Dolly
knew everybody,
Levi.
and she connected everything.
Well, she knew a lot of people, and she had such a fantastic and large personality anyway as Dolly Levi.
Over the top personality.
Well, it was extraordinary.
Yeah.
And she knew her husband, Ephraim, he had passed away, and, he knew the connections in New York, and she knew the places to sing, and, her voice carried with all the people. She would walk into the beautiful, gorgeous
and she fixed up everybody, by the way.
She was a matchmaker.
Yeah, she was a matchmaker.
And she would go around and giving cards out to who she could match with. But ultimately, Dolly was looking for the ultimate match herself.
She was looking for her husband.
Mr. Van Gelder.
Yeah,
yes.
And Van Gelder, he, just follow up, he was a major owner of a store in Yonkers. A
benefactor, a millionaire, and she was looking for that too. She wanted to live the lifestyle she had.
Oh, very
in
fancy.
New York.
Highbrow.
Fanciful, highbrow, high art, high class, the beautiful gowns that they made for her, and the hair, and the hats, and the millinery, and the gowns with the beaded beads in them, and then the floral on the gowns, the design. And the casting was wonderful. And the casting was so diverse of all ages and all different types of racial and racial categories.
Yes, very much so.
And cultures. And I was like, whoa, well, it's New York in 1890s. But at the same time, casting and directors didn't have to do that.
No,
but they did.
They did.
And it was just extraordinary. And the dancing, whether it's the size short, tall, big, big, rounder, all the sizes that you could imagine represented the true people in the 1890s, and the design and the dress wear and the choreography. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice.
And Barbara, well, she says such, funny and, sense of humor.
She is sharp, witty, and her dialogue was just quick. You really have to pay attention to her dialogue because she was just
wonderful song.
Throwing out the zingers. And I was just fascinated about how she started to really go over top with certain things that she was saying, and you just really have to pay attention.
Tell me what you mean by over the top of what she's saying, Dr. B.
Well, she actually was throwing in some of her Jewish type of sound.
Boy.
It was she was just going from dialect to dialect, and I said, "Whoa!" I had to get used to that. But she was just right on. It was very authentic
to culture.
And so you have to pay attention because she was just right on spot.
Who she was. She could have extracted that her culture or who she was or what Barbara was, and I think it was more so when she just had such a wonderful time singing the songs. She could have extracted some of who she was out of it and just stuck to just the script. But I thought it added a wonderful element of authenticity to where Barbara grew up in New York.
Yeah.
And Miss Streisand grew up in New York, and that authenticity showed through in the film. A comfortable setting. Now, I heard something about her, and I read something, she didn't like to do musicals after that. And I thought, well, why? It's so wonderful. And she had stage fright, and some, we read different things, and we don't know how all totally that true is. But, everybody goes through that. Everybody goes through some speaking and public speaking, and that's quite fine. It's this the funny thing, Dr. B, about the film that I did read and in some of the IMDb's as well as other places over time. I've watched this film several times, particularly in dance and
there you go.
School of Fine and Performing Arts, and in visual arts. And the wonderful thing about it was that she had the dancing and the choreography going on, and Dr. B, I want to tell you that Walter Matthau, his character, Mr. Van Gelder, on stage, it was quoted as she was saying, and I'm not sure of the exact quote, but I'll paraphrase it, that Walter Matthau he couldn't stand her.
I read that too. Yeah, I read that too.
And I said, "Are you kidding me?"
Yes,
he couldn't
I was going to
stand her on the set.
Yes,
he just he didn't like her. He didn't care about her.
They were a tough match.
They were a tough match. They didn't get along, and she was probably scratching her head, saying, "What is this about? What is going on?" And I'm singing, Dolly. I'm being professional with those beautiful long fingernails and that wonderful face and those flattering eyes.
So you bring up,
how could you be mad at that, Walter Matthau, Mr. Matthau?
But you bring up,
Then
go ahead.
I noticed it.
What?
I noticed it. He was so flattered by her. He would be, at odds with her, because she's a strong woman. And that is wonderful. But then later on, he came to her concert, kind of hiding in the back, seeing her do a concert, and then just kind of going out. And they saw him going out and said, "Oh, I guess he liked it." I think it was one voice. And I looked at it in the film when he was saying, "Oh boy, well, will you marry me? Come on, you can marry me." He's a tough guy, a man's, playing this man role, tough guy. I'll tell everybody what to do. I'm the boss. He said, "Well, I've been a fool. Will you marry me? Come on, Dolly, will you marry me?" And then I looked in his eyes, and I wondered, when I looked at that film, did Miss Streisand ever wonder that he really did like her?
Oh, I'm sure he did. But
very secretly on the set. This is what I was saying.
That's what you
that he really did, quietly hide that he really liked Streisand.
I'm pretty sure he probably did. He wouldn't admit that. But let me just
admit that. Oh, but he admitted when he went to a concert.
But let me just put this. You posed a question. Was this a good role for Walter Matthau? Was he a good fit? Was he a good fit for this role?
It was a perfect fit. It was a good fit for the role.
Are you sure?
Well, I think it was a good
because it was. Let me just say this: as when I saw
she turned down many roles.
When I saw Walter Matthau in this, I said, "How was he going to sing in this movie?
It's wonderful.
How was Walter Matthau, a straightforward actor, how is he going to pull off singing in this movie?" And actually, the second song in the movie is when Walter Matthau was talking about "It Takes a Woman." With all the guys, he was singing this song, and it was very traditional about it takes a woman to do this XYZ, and he had all the guys that worked for him in this big song production. And what I really liked about it though is that the picture and Gene Kelly just shot this movie in Yonkers, and you see the entire landscape while all the guys are singing, dancing to this song with Walter Matthau, and was a bit chauvinistic, over the top. He said it takes a woman, but he changed his perspective once Barbra Streisand came on the scene, and she wooed him, she convinced him, and her style just took over, and he couldn't admit it initially because she was just. When they went to New York, that was her territory. She knew everybody, and he had to give in to her connections, the way she carried herself, and the way all the gentlemen were just over the top over Dolly. they just lost it because she had so much style, so much beauty, and also beautifully, her songs were just right on top. Yes. So I think Walter Matthau, by the end, just in the filming of this, recognize how talented Barbra Streisand was. I think he did. That's what I was saying. I think he saw her as just a singer.
He did.
He just saw her as a singer in this role, and then when she actually acted all through this and hitting all the spots, I think he was just surprised, shell-shocked. He was stunned.
Because he went, "Hello, Dolly." Yeah. Well, hello, Dolly. And I'm like, Walter Matthau is singing "Hello, Dolly." So I thought it was wonderful. And even after the movie was over, me and Eric was still, No,
don't. Right before that, what was the last scene? You're moving in. What's the last scene of the movie? Because tell them about the last scene.
The last scene, Dr. B.
Yeah.
Yes. was when they were coming down and they were dancing on the lawn. That scene was excellent. Yes. And I just love that. And then when she was coming down and she was hiding up at the hill, and the church down in Yonkers was below, right on the waterfront and the mountains. And she comes down from the hill and just walks down and floats down with their beautiful couture, beautiful outfits and her millinery, New York style millinery. And she's going down and floating down to the church, and they're like, "Hello, Dolly." Well, hello, Dolly.
There you go.
It's so nice to see you back where you belong.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. And she comes down and she goes right into the church, and then they get ready to get married. And it's such a beautiful scene where everyone comes together.
Yeah, they came together.
Perfect.
They came together, and Walter Matthau gave Barbara a nice kiss. Right at the church, going in, and nice, soft kiss, and then they walked inside.
It was very sweet.
It was fantastic.
It was
beautiful
fantastic.
Way they just ended it.
And my eyes.
So what were you going to say? Yeah,
were all over the scene. The camera views, the angles, the heightened level of how the photography was. The accent on the clothing itself, the shape, the form, the seamstress were just absolutely wonderful. And the coloration of it. And by the way, we got the movie from Disney,
thank you, Disney.
From Disney. Thank you, Disney. Wonderful again.
Yes.
And
but it also reminded me that some of the days were on Sundays, and they said it's good to be wear your clothes, your Sunday clothes,
best.
Your Sunday
we were
best.
Nostalgia.
And I was just like, my gosh, forget about wearing your best, your clothes on Sunday. People don't do that now.
Best. Yeah, we were talking about how people don't do that anymore, and how we were so fascinated and excited, and kind of missing that.
Yes,
that
definitely.
Why are people not putting on those dress on the Sunday best?
Yeah, that's
dressing
the part
up and playing all those different types of old games that come back anew, and even digitally, and even in arcade wise on your phones or on your computers. But all the dressing up, where is that again? The etiquette, the manners, all those things make a difference even now.
Yeah, and the thing is, and some people would say, some people would say that those roles during the 18, and I thought the directing, Gene Kelly really played off of it very well. And let me just say, when when Louis Armstrong came into the movie, you didn't expect Louis Armstrong to come. And this is when Barbara just gave it up to him, because I said, who's in the background? Who's in the back? And then all of a sudden, there's Louis Armstrong singing Hello, Dolly.
Hello,
right there. I mean, the
Dolly.
Classic.
Well, hello, Dolly.
You do it all.
It's so nice to have you where you belong.
There you go. Woo.
Wow, Louis Armstrong.
He did. He said. And they just gave it up to Louis Armstrong, and wonderful. He just walked along with her, and you could see. You could just see they just celebrated Louis Armstrong and gave him the ultimate respect in this film. The ultimate respect. And that was just a great surprise in the film.
Yes.
So I just thought they really handled the different cultures, races very well in this movie. It was just
and ethnicity,
the social economic standing, all of they played off it so well. So I didn't get lost into the context of people's roles during certain time periods. So I thought, again, the directing and how they pulled everyone together and respected who they were and brought them into the full storyline of Hello, Dolly. So I thought that was excellent.
Oh, it was an excellent movie. Please go see it. Ooh. It's wonderful. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that I would sing Barbara, and all the actors were excellent. The dress shop, all those wonderful places.
And let me just say,
it was so innocent and lovely and kind. And I have to say, I'd be remiss if I didn't say, I miss that song that I used to sing, Love, Ageless and Evergreen. Oh, it's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Ageless and ever.
There you go.
Ever.
You're just doing it all.
Oh, I love that. Thank you.
Such fun memories. You definitely are a fan of Barbra Streisand.
I'm a fan of Barbra Streisand. I'm a fan of Walter Matthau. I'm a fan of all the actors who play the roles with them respectfully, and how respectful they are of Mrs. Streisand as a humanitarian herself.
Very much so.
And just wonderful, wonderful work.
Phenomenal humanitarian.
And so much of a legend to the fine arts and arts education. Thank you very much.
There you go. With that,
Mrs. B. Thank you.
Mrs. B, Dr. B, we give it again 4 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up. And
applause. Bravo. Kudos. Wonderful.
And again, that's what we do here. Give proper praise, proper attention to movies that really sets the boundaries and breaks the boundaries. And that movie really broke the boundaries with Gene Kelly and his directing, as well as, of course, Barbra Streisand. Just really overpowering, but also pleasant in that beautiful role of Hello, Dolly.
Oh, yes. And you can tell we not only are part of fine and performing arts, but we are also fans of fine and performing arts and arts education.
There you go.
As well as culture.
There you go.
As well.
I don't have to say much about culture, because we are culture.
Lovely.
We are culture. So with that said, this is our take on Hello, Dolly. This is our take on Hello, Dolly.
Thank you.
With that said, let's I'm almost losing it right now. I'm almost losing it, Mrs. B. With that said, I am Dr. B. She is
Mrs. B.
I'm going to get it out. I'm an anthropologist. She's a
independent artist scholar. We really enjoyed it.
We enjoyed this immensely. Yes. So thank you for joining in, and we hope to see you again in another movie review coming up very soon. With that said, any last words, Mrs. B?
Just have a wonderful spring and upcoming summer into the summer, and say hello to everyone. Stay healthy, stay alive, be yourself, and you know what? Hello to you. And we want to go out saying, hello, you. Hello, you. It's so nice to have you all the way around.
There you go. Thank you, Mrs. B. Woo!
Thank you.
We did it. We're out.